welcome in this week's vlog. Today, a very short visit in the garden. It's actually quite early in the morning. I've started up today at 5:30 this morning. It was beautiful. It still is, by the way. And it's now around about 8:30. I've got to go in about an hour, but I just wanted to start tidying things in here because I've made good progress. I've made good progress since obviously the last video. I've cleared out, you might actually be able to see them right outside there. I've moved the shelves out, so there's no more shelves on this side. I'll show you in a minute. And I've laid down all my pots. They are ready for the tomatoes. I spent a good couple of hours on Wednesday clearing out everything, taking the shelves out, and taking unfortunately a few casualties, which obviously I've mentioned in last week's vlog. So those ones have been discarded. There was obviously some that needed put on, which I've done as well. I've got a lot of tubs, which are all identical. These are 15-liter tubs, just like this one. This one inside's got a rope. I'll go over this in a minute. So quite good, plenty of drainage holes around the side and around the center bits. So really good drainage and really good size for the tomatoes. Not only for the tomatoes, but also for the cucumber. I've got space for 2 cucumbers there at the back. I've got space for 1 melon. I've not made the space for the watermelon just now, and I think I will try to do them here on the top shelf. So either down here and then train up this way, or straight away up on the shelf. The reason is this is what the watermelon look like. So this one's been potted on a couple of days ago, so fair enough. In fact, the first true leaf is coming on now. But this one has been in that pot for several weeks now, and it is extremely slow. I don't know if it will pick up at some point and just shut up and I will see it growing. But I've got very little hope in this, so this one will be staying there just now. And if I need to put it, as I said, I'll probably, all this will be cleared not pretty much, everything will be cleared on this one. I will move down some of the plants to dispatch them down here, but I will have space to trail it. I'll show you more in details all the plans of where things will be trailed in where and this and that in a minute. So what I wanted to show you is, obviously I've got those spots, and as I've mentioned, I've got one of those rope with me, and as you can probably see right here, I've got 2 ropes which have been trained right along above those spots. So the idea will be, when I plant the tomatoes in here, I will bury the string in here, which will then be attached at the top here, trail down that way. I don't know if you can quite see it, but it's trailing down that way into the pot, and then I will be able to tie this around my tomato just to train them up. This is what I've done last year, and it was actually quite efficient. The only difference is last year I hadn't buried the rope in the ground. It was just tied at the base of the plant, and I did damage a couple of the plants like that, and I think that I just slowed the growth because of that. So the fact that I'm going to bury them there, it hopefully will help. I've got them all cut. They're all ready in each of the pots that need that kind of support. So that's one thing sorted. Now, the one thing that I wanted to mention is in regards to the saucer. Right, so I've got 9 of those pots for the tomatoes, by the way, just now. I've kept the same one for the cucumbers and for the melon. And cucumbers are here, by the way, they're looking lovely. I'll show you when we get to it, but might not be today, but I'll show you at that point. And I needed saucers. I only have one big one. I've tried with the gravel trays, but those pots don't, well, they fit in, but really you fit 2 or 3 at most. Well, 2, really 2 in them. It's just not enough. It doesn't work here. So I've made the decision to get individual saucers. The problem is those saucers are actually quite expensive. They are round about £3 or £4 each on High Street. So I decided to go through Amazon, and I got those 33 centimeter. Can you see 33 centimeter in diameter? They're not particularly high, but I thought that's good enough. I think they were working out at £1.50 or £1.60 each, and I thought that's not bad. They are brown, they're ugly as anything. This is absolutely terrible. Flimsy plastic. Absolutely awful. I'm not even gonna bend it too much because I've just done it there, and as you can see, it's already breaking. So yeah, think twice about buying those ones. It's awful, absolutely awful. Anyway, I will try to work out just now which tomatoes is gonna go where. So I'm using biodegradable twine, simply because once I'm done, I would much rather just pull them off and put them in the compost. Last year, I think I should still have some down there or somewhere. I've used some pulp plastic, the blue one, which are pulp plastic like that, and I had cut them to size and everything, but I've realized that I will not actually be able to reuse them this year because I've changed my setup slightly, and it's a bit of a pain to try to get them off nicely. Then in here I can just take a sharp knife or scissors, cut them off. I don't need to bother about like untangling it. I just take the whole plant, and especially for the melon, which will be tangled in like this, almost like this trellis. So I'm just gonna cut it all off, take the whole lot and put the whole lot in the compost. So I'm just gonna show you with one, then I'll just put on time lapse and do as many as I can. I might not even be able to do them all this morning, unfortunately. So I might have to finish up later on. We will see. This compost was kept outside, so it's very, very wet, which is, I suppose, not a bad thing as well, because it means that I won't need to water it too much just now. We'll have enough moisture around the roots of the plant to help it. It's really good. It's grocer. It's not the best compost, but it's a good quality compost. Same as I've been doing before. I will be, so I've got a tag as well, which I need to retain, and yeah, as you can see, the roots are starting to wrap up, so I'm gonna have to very gently break them off a bit, just to help them get to a better place. And I'm gonna bury it to the first set. Obviously the leaves are not on anymore, but the first set of leaves, the further on set of leaves, so they'll be buried to about here. So I need to put a bit more compost in there. If you have some fish blood and bone or something like that, you can also add that to the soil, or some some other sort of feed. Seaweed feed is also a good one, like seaweed powder or something like that is a decent one to do. So try to stick roughly, I don't know if you can see, but roughly in the middle. Should be okay. And then let's not forget the rope, which I said I was gonna bury it underneath. So I'm lifting this, now I've got the middle, I can put this, and then it's just gonna be put on top, just like that. When things will be planted, this will be left hanging, so I keep it at the side just now. And obviously the way I'm gonna support this, I don't need any bamboo cane or anything like that to support it, because my rope will be wrapped around, and this is what's gonna give me the support basically. But I'll show you that once I get there. Right. And I'm gonna have my rope in here, which will then be wrapped around the plant like so. I need one more thing to be complete. Marigold. So these are the marigold that Tony grew from seeds. They are really nice looking, really nice. Well impressed. So one in each, just like that. It is actually just about 7 o'clock in the morning. I thought I'm gonna come really early to try to beat the heat. You can see it's a scorching day. So yesterday I've worked in the greenhouse. I've started at 5:30 in the morning, hoping to beat the heat again, and it just barely made it. But I kind of made it. So today I thought I'm gonna do the same, just because it's much too hot. So yesterday I was working off camera because it wasn't the most interesting. That was just the rest of the tomatoes. Fortunately, I ran short of give or take about a bag of compost, so I've got 3 more to do. All the tomatoes, but 3 have been planted in. The 2 cucumbers and the melon have been planted in and rigged up. So I'll show you this next time we are in the garden. So 7 o'clock, that's me arriving at the allotment. It's dead quiet. There's not a soul obviously just now, which is crazy, because when you think that today we're expecting, I mean, it's probably laughable for most of you, but we're expecting about 26, 27 degrees, which for Scotland is just unbearable. So basically the whole of Scotland will be melting this afternoon like an old candle. And meanwhile, I'll be inside. Was the fun full on me? So yeah, I'm coming this morning. Let me show you right here. All this, and it doesn't do it any justice. There's actually a lot in there. So I've pretty much emptied the greenhouse yesterday. I've done the full inventory, and I'm right in the sun, which is great. I've done the full inventory yesterday, and I've messaged Tony and I said, this is what I've got. Do you want them? Do you not? So he's taking pretty much everything, so that's great. And I've brought as well some stuff that I need to plant out here. So I'm going to crack on with this right away. I'll do as much as I can on camera. Probably will be quite a lot of time lapse, but I'm giving myself about 3 hours at this point, and in 3 hours time I want to be away because I'm just going to be melting at this point. So I think it's realistic. The leeks will take a while to plant, but apart from that, everything else could be done very, very quickly. So I'll see what I can do. I'll see if I can do a bit of weeding very quickly, mostly behind me, because it looks very, very messy. But if I don't, that's fine. Most of the plot is tidy. I'm also going to be picking up some more strawberries. They were actually lovely. Well, I've had two, I think. All the other ones have been devastated by the kids. And I also have the twine, so we'll be tying the structures up today. Right, so that's the string done. And let me show you a bit closer. So on here, so the idea is I'm going to be able to plant some peas in here and let them grow in between. But I've basically just passed it in a zigzag way, and I've also tied these ones along here. Obviously eventually they will tie themselves kind of around and the wee cracks like this. Then right here, so sensibly in the same fashion, I have strung it all the way along, all the way to the top, and I've also redone the tie here so it's nice and solid now. Here, no more flimsy plastic, and well, obviously you can quite see just now because they are still a bit small and finding their way, but in an ideal world they will start trailing themselves along here, and I'll be able to keep them growing here. And then my idea is eventually I can just come right inside to harvest, and also on the outside. I'm gonna put the zombie pumpkin inside, and well, the zombie pumpkin inside there. Oh yes, the two courgette right down here. As you can see, this is what's left of the poor summer holiday courgettes. Meanwhile, the other courgettes are doing quite well. I was gonna say mostly male flower, but no, there's actually no, it's male flower as well. Yeah, it's all male flower just now. Right, so at this point, I've got to do the leeks, and I'm going to prepare them. The first thing that I need to do, I'm not going to do every single one with you, I just want to show you my process. So as you can probably see, it's very, very root bound, so I'm just going to gently just loosen this as much as I can. I should really have done that a good few days ago because they're now very tangled at the bottom, so it's not ideal. I should have done that before, but you know. So it's just loosen them so you get individual ones, just like that. Don't pull them out. You don't want to break the roots, you just want to separate them. So it's just slowly pulling them out. None of them are breaking. All the roots are still attached. There we go. Very gently, just like that. Sometimes you do break a couple, but you try not to break them apart. It's really just, even if you, there you go. If you give them a shake like that, they're gonna eventually separate They're tangled, but there's no nods, so there we go. Right. So once I've got them here, so the first thing that I would do is check the roots. So the roots are not too bad in here, so I'm just going to give them just a wee trim, just like that, just keeping a nice group. See, like these ones, there's a few just popping out. I'm just going to trim this a bit. But what I'm going to do as well is trim the top of them, just like that, and this is what I'm going to put in the ground, just like that. So I've taken the pod just to put them in, but to be fair, I'm just going to let the wind carry them away from me, because it's not going to hold anything if it even stays there. That seems to be wanting to fly. So yeah, simple as that. Just a wee trim either side, and quite frankly, I don't know if it's necessary to trim them the way I'm doing, but I've always been doing it that way, and it's working for me, so I'll continue doing this. See, some of them are really small, so I don't even need to cut the roots. There we go. So now I am going to crack on with the rest of them. Once they're all ready, we'll go over there. So I'll put the time lapse on, and yeah, bit of music for you. So very quick recap for this week, because it's about 9 o'clock at night. I've been working on irrigation system. I'll touch on this in a minute. Pretty much whole afternoon, and I'm getting eaten alive by the midges. It's just so, yeah, it's gonna be a very quick recap. Done for today. So as you know, I'm away on holiday in a few days, and I'm going to be away for about 2 weeks. So I really needed a solution for watering. So usually I've got a family member coming over to do the watering, but because it's to be raiding pretty much right through, I don't feel like asking them to come just to water in my greenhouse. So I remember I've got those hose, this irrigation system, which I got a couple of years ago. I think that was to water at the front, like a new border that I had put up. I just wanted to make sure things were establishing properly. And I mean, I put it very badly and it didn't actually work. So I thought, that's rubbish. But then I realized my mistake afterwards, but I didn't needed it. So yeah, anyway, long story short, I was sitting in my garage all that time, and I just thought, I'm going to try to rig it up. So there's one more thing, which is here. So it came today. So that's like a timer. Ooh, almost dropped it. It's a timer watering system, or water release, whatever you want to call it. I've not looked it up yet. I basically just opened it to see what it looks like. I've not even looked in here. I think this one works with 2 batteries. Yeah, There's 2 batteries in there, so it's not the most powerful. It's a very cheap one. I think I've paid about £15 for this. But I just need something for 2 weeks, and according to the reviews, that's roughly how long it lasts before the batteries need replaced. So if I get 2 weeks out of it, I'm happy with that. And even if I don't get the full 2 weeks on the battery, it's fine. You know, the way I'm going to be watering in here, it's going to be a bit every single day, but it can survive a couple of days without being watered at all. But anyway, a lot has happened in here. A lot has happened actually at the allotment as well this week. I should go on holiday more often because I'm actually pushing myself to the limit when it comes to this. And in fact, things happen outside as well. I'll show you afterwards. So all the tomatoes, all the cucumbers and the melon have all been rigged up on my string system. Very, very quickly, I'm going to show you the way. I mean, it's not excessively interesting. It's all rigged up. It's very rough and ready. I've used those wee clips again to feed them the same then for the string to pass the pipes through. And then every so often you've got a splitter. It drops down, and if you come down here, it goes into, so obviously it comes from that corner here, and then 2, 3, and 4 like this, and then this one does 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And the way it works, if I manage to pull one out here, which is just a straight sprinkle, there's nothing special about it. If you remember when I showed you those pots, they've got big gaps underneath, which actually fits perfectly. So they're nice and tight in there, but they're not squeezed in, and they can definitely feed. And then obviously again the same thing. I've got another one coming down for those 5 here, and I've got 3. If I take you up here, I've got 1, 2, 3 here. Let's give me a chance to show you the sign. I've been asked a few times about this sign, so here you go. So you get to see it properly. This was a Christmas present from Tony, and it's, yeah, couldn't be more true than this. And then here I've got a different type of feed. So this one is just like it's sprinkle in all direction, all around. So these ones are not bottom fed, but top fed, or top water, I mean, and not fed. So yeah, and in fact, look at that. The first cucumber, I'm actually gonna have to pull some of them out because this one is a bit slower, which is not a bad thing, but this one is just, this one wants to go. This one wants to go. And obviously at the back, the melon is rigged up the same way. Then if we continue this way, obviously it keeps going. And then here, the way I've done it is I've got 2 of those feeding in this tray, 2 in that tray, and then a single one for each of those, which if I can pull it out, I'll pull the other one out. I'll show you this one, it's going to be a bit easier. This is the exact same feed, but I've removed the head because I don't want just one jet coming out. I just want it to just fall out basically, and it just pours out like that gently and fill this up. So this is about 5 minutes of watering. This is what it looks like after 5 minutes of watering. So I just need to make sure to keep my plants towards the front and not towards the back, because in here, although they actually do get water, yeah, there is water, so it's not too bad. And in here, obviously, water is more towards the front because of the angle, so I'm definitely going to have to move things a bit more towards the front. The only thing that I still need to do is put up my burpees long keeper in bigger pots. I've got a tiny bit of compost left. That's literally all I've got left, so I'm gonna have to be very sparse about it. But I need to put them up in pots this size. Behind me you can see the new addition. I'll go and show you very quickly, but it's raining, so I'm not gonna spend a lot of time there. Anyway, it's just above the bin, so it's not the most interesting part of the garden. But I've got the cherry full tomatoes, the outdoor cherry tomatoes planted up. Very quickly, I'll take you out to show you because it is raining. I've got the tomatoes here. Take the zoom right out. So I've got, well, technically I have four. There's one that fell down. Interesting. I was still on a minute, 5 minutes ago. So I'll pick it up. It's there at the back. There you go. Uh, so yeah, I need to sort this one out. It's all brackets anyway, but I've got two in each, except this one, which has three in planted at a slight angle. They're called cherry folds. So the idea is those ones will be bending down and falling over. They don't need to be like the side shoot don't need to be cut off those ones. So just need to let them do their business and see what I get. But obviously, yeah, they're meant to be four. So I'm gonna fix this. So as I've mentioned already, I'm super happy with the progress made this week, and I probably should book holidays every other week. So I'm definitely buttering on in between. But joke aside, yes, I'm really happy with the progress made this week. The allotment looks very productive. I'm really happy with the way it's looking now, knowing that I've got obviously a lot to look forward to when I'm coming back from my holidays. It's going to be very exciting, hopefully. Although weather doesn't look amazing, it's still looking into the 17 to 20 degrees Celsius, which is not bad for Scotland, even for July. So yeah, I'm looking forward to see them, or to see how they are growing and see the allotment when I'm coming back from my holidays. I will be there tomorrow. Obviously, it's going to be past for you, but I will be there tomorrow just to film the plot tour because I'm a bit late for the plot tour this month, this year. This month, definitely this month. I'm a bit late for the plot tour this month, but I'll definitely go over and do that tomorrow. It will be released a bit later. I will already be on holiday. I'm just gonna try to get things done before. So this video will be edited probably even tonight, but I will not release it until Wednesday or Thursday, as I usually do. And the plot tour will be released possibly Friday or Saturday. That being said, I'm taking my kit with me. I'm taking the computer with me, and if I get a chance, I've spotted a couple of nice garden to go and visit. So I might do a special episode at some point, but it's definitely going to be 2 weeks off for the vlog, as you know it. But yeah, and after obviously the plot tour, yeah, it's going to be quiet for a couple of weeks, and then I'm coming back to a ton of work, as you do when you go on holiday. So I will go to the allotment, but I don't know if I will be able to do a lot at that point. It will really depend on the weather. So yeah, I think at least the first 2 weeks, possibly 3 weeks in July, will be very quiet on the channel. But just now, I'm here. You're here as well, and I would like to thank you for keeping this channel alive. It's been. I was talking to Tony yesterday. Yes, yesterday when I was at the allotment super early in the morning. Actually, great to go at this time. I was just literally done and over with by 9:30, 10 o'clock. In fact, I've picked up some strawberries as well. I've not put it on the vlog, but I'll put a wee picture just now so you see what it's like. I took a picture when I was at a traffic light, so you will excuse the quality of it. It's just quickly taken on my passenger seat like that. But I've picked up the strawberries, and to be fair, there was a lot more than that. But cheeky Tony kept coming and stealing some of the strawberries. Although he's got some in his plot, but they're not, obviously not as nice as mine. You know that that's just mine's are there, his are, you know. So yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed that, Tony. But yes, I was talking to Tony yesterday, and I was saying that the channel's been quite static in terms of new followers for a wee while now, and I know that the algorithm doesn't help. It's playing a part. The views are not bad at all, but the number have decreased a bit and then increased again. It's kind of playing up and down, up and down, up and down, and it's a bit static. I know I've had a huge boost thanks to Eli and Kate a couple of months ago, a few months ago now. I'm getting eaten alive, sorry guys. And that really helped boost the channel, and now it's just like kind of a natural growth, I suppose. But yeah, I very much appreciate it. And I know that I've got a wee core of regular followers that are looking forward to see my videos, and this is just, I mean, that's absolutely amazing for me. It's just I cannot express how grateful I am for this. It's just I never have thought that this would be a thing. And when I go back to the first episode, which actually was episode 3, to be perfectly honest, I had filmed 2 um, before that, which I deleted because I didn't want to put them online. And then one day I decided, "Nah, that's it, I'll put them online." And then the episode 1 arrived. And at the time, I just was excited to know that I had a couple of people, watching every so often what I was doing. And it's still weird for me, I must say, to think that some of you are actually enjoying it or faking it. Well, not sure, but it seemed like some of you are actually enjoying the content. Anyway, enough chit chat, enough nostalgia, and thank you very much for watching this episode. Thank you very much for being part of the On You Grow community and making this channel what it is today. I hope to see you in the next episode. Although, as I've mentioned, the next episode might be in about 3 weeks' time. You have a couple of episodes. Well, this episode and then the plot tour to look forward to. And I will see you all maybe from France. And if not, when I'm back here in about 2.5 weeks. Take care, folks. Bye.